In this video, I'm going to show you how to build out a branded search campaign. The purpose of a branded search campaign is to make sure that your brand or business always shows up at the top, not just organically with your natural website listing, but also with paid ads. If you don't bid on your own brand name, your competitors will, and they will steal your traffic. I've seen it time and time again. A lot of companies are hesitant to spend money on their own brand name, but I'm telling you, this is the lowest hanging fruit for your business. If somebody is searching for your brand, you want to make sure that you are showing up as many ways as possible and positioning your brand with the wording that you believe or know will convert them the best. When it comes to your organic listing, it doesn't always show up exactly how you want because Google has a part in deciding which words they actually show when it comes to your title, description, all of that. When it comes to paid ads, you can present your brand exactly the way that you want to present it. Branded traffic will get fed from social media. So when people see you on a Facebook ad or any other platform, most of the time they will research you on Google, and then your branded search campaign will convert them. And or they may see your YouTube campaign and then search for you just in the standard way in the Google search section, and then we'll see after seeing your YouTube campaign, we'll research you, and then we'll click on your branded search campaign, the campaign we're building out now, and then we'll convert from that. So all in all, this is a very important campaign. I know a lot of businesses don't want to spend money on their own brand name, but I'm telling you, this usually has the highest return by far out of any campaigns once people start searching for you. And that's the whole goal, is creating other campaigns that are getting viewers and visitors to start searching for you and researching your brand. And then as they begin to trust you more and see multiple ads, they begin to convert. So with that said, we will start building this out. So first, to build our branded search campaign, we want to hit the blue plus icon. Create campaign, new campaign. You can do no goal for all these campaigns. These really do not change anything in the settings when building out a campaign in Google. All that they do is limit the type of campaigns you can choose from here. So we're going to do no goal and then search. Search campaign is what we're creating right now. We want to add a goal, and we're going to choose that custom campaign goal that we just created, that WC booked appointments. We're going to remove this goal. So this is the only goal that we want this campaign to optimize for, is the booked appointment events that we created and installed on our website. If you have not installed that event yet, whether it was a lead event or an appointment event on your website yet, go ahead and stop this video, go install that, and then come back to this. Continue. Website visits. Just putting this placeholder URL right now. You can title this however you would like. I usually will do our company name and then the type of campaign. So it's search, and then it's a branded search. So I will put search and then -branded. Continue. We're going to leave it on just conversions for now. Hit next. Here you want to go ahead and remove the Google Display Network, but we're going to leave search partners for our branded search campaign. We want to make sure we show up everywhere. When we create our non-branded search campaign, we will disable Google search partners because there is a lot of lower quality traffic that comes from Google search partners. However, if somebody is searching specifically for your brand, we want to make sure that you're showing up everywhere, including on Google search partners. So here we want to choose our location. If you're the United States, you can just choose the United States. Make sure you always change the target to presence, not just presence or people that are interested in this location. Let's say you're a local business. So we're doing right now, we're calling this My Roofing Connect. So this is a made up roofing business that I am using for this specific, for this course. So we're going to go into enter locations. Let's say we have multiple cities, advanced search. So you can add in bulk. You can add locations in bulk right here. So you can add in multiple zip codes, multiple cities, whatever your service area is. Another thing that you can do is go to radius. You can change this radius to anything that you want it to be. So let's just say that we are in, let's just say we're in Nashville. Sorry, that spelling is terrible, but we want to do a 60-mile radius. So Nashville. And you have to enter the mile radius first. And then when we hit target, it will automatically add the 60-mile radius around Nashville here. Let's say there's a couple more cities. There is Murfreesboro, if I spelled that right. There we go, Murfreesboro. But Murfreesboro is only, a 20-mile radius. So we could target and then adds in Murfreesboro with the 20-mile radius. You get the general idea. And you can do this with an unlimited amount of cities, unlimited amount of zip codes, and so on. So we're going to hit save. So you can see here, people that are living in. So we choose the presence option here, these specific 2 locations. I'm going to continue to move down, leave English targeting on. For this broad match keywords, we want to disable this and change this to off. We don't want all of our keywords to be broad. Google loves that because it can spend all your money really quickly on non-relevant keywords. We want to have more control than that. We're going to leave this off as well. Hit next. So when you get to this section, this is Google giving you an option to create an ad for you. This is a quick way to create ads. I usually skip it, but if you want to utilize this feature, you would keep your website URL in here and then explain your business, what makes you unique and exactly what you do. And then you would hit this generate button. We're just going to hit skip for now. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a branded search campaign. The main purpose of this campaign is to make sure that your brand is always at the top of your keywords. Even if you are organically, it's really important to make sure that you are at the top with paid ads as well to ensure that competitors are not stealing your keywords. This campaign is usually the lowest hanging fruit because when people see ads on Facebook or any other social media platform or even on YouTube, most people will research your company after seeing that ad, and then they will come across your branded search campaign, the campaign we're building up now. So this, a lot of the times, will have your best return on ad spend and will be the lowest hanging fruit overall when it comes to your ad. So very important ad, pretty simple build up. We'll go through this as precisely as we can. But yeah, with that, let's get started. So first, we will hit the blue icon over here, the plus button, create campaign, new campaign. We always want to go create a campaign without a goal. These don't do anything other than limit the type of campaigns you can choose from afterwards. So this is going to be a search campaign. We're going to switch the goal. So we're going to hit the campaign goal up. We're going to hit add goal. We're selecting the booked appointments goal that we created. So all of our campaigns, and we're removing this other one, all of our campaigns are going to be optimized for booked appointments because that's what in this scenario, what our website is optimized for. So we're going to hit continue. Website visits is the main thing that we're optimizing for here. So this is my little placeholder URL that we're using. Campaign name, you can call it whatever you'd like. I usually put our business initials first, then a little dash, the type of campaign. So it is a search campaign. And then I put branded because it is a branded search campaign. Continue. We're going to leave this for conversions. For this specific campaign, for the branded search campaign, we want to disable the display network. When we create a non-branded search campaign, we're also going to disable Google Search Partners because there can be lower quality that comes from Google Search Partners. However, for this situation, if people are searching for your specific brand, we want to make sure that we're showing up everywhere we can. Display network typically only bleeds money and does not work well with search campaigns, so we are still disabling that, but we are keeping ourselves on Google Search Partners for this branded search campaign. For your location, we're going to hit this drop down. We want to make sure we're always on presence. We're not showing this to people that are living in or interested in this specific location, whether it's the United States or a specific city. We will only want to show it to people that live in this location. And let's just say for this situation, instead of being nationwide, we're going to go enter other location, advanced search. You could add locations, whether it's zip codes or cities in bulk here. What we're going to do is we're going to say for this situation that we're in Nashville and we serve a 60-mile radius around Nashville. So we're choosing radius, putting the mile radius, putting Nashville, Tennessee, target. And then let's say there's a second city that we serve and it's Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but it's only 20-mile radius. So we're going to target that as well. And you can do this for an unlimited amount of zip codes, or you can even do neighborhoods and or cities. Typically, we'll use zip codes or cities for local businesses. So save. This is on presence, which is what we want. Leaving the language set to English. You do not want broad match keywords on the entire campaign, so we're turning that off. Also leave the automatically created assets off. We're going to hit next. We're going to skip this. This is Google trying to help us generate the ad. Typically, we don't use their help. So skip. So enter keywords. This is a branded search campaign. So the keywords that we want to target are what people are searching. And in this situation, they would be searching for our company name. So our company name here is My Roofing Connect. If there's any other way that people can spell your name or may mistakenly spell your name, even if it's a typo, feel free to add that in as well. But for ours, it's pretty straightforward. So My Roofing Connect, we're just going to do that one keyword. We could even do this actually. We could do My Roofing Connect Roofers. My Roofing Connect Roofing Company. But either way, we're going to run this with exact match, phrase match, and broad. So either way, you really could just put My Roofing Connect, and it will include all these other terms. It will show for these other terms anyways, just because we're running it with exact, phrase, and broad. But this gives you a general idea. If you only wanted to run exact match or only phrase match, then you would want to add on more keywords like this. I prefer to just run the company name and run it with exact, phrase, and broad match. So we're going to leave just My Roofing Connect. This is the URL that we're using. If it's a local business, I like to put the location here. So Nashville Roofing. You can put roofing company if you can fit it, or roof repair if that's your main service. You don't have to put the city. If you're a nationwide company, then I would just put a more detailed explanation of your offer in there. So people will see the URL and then / Nashville Roofing. So for this first section, you want it to match what people are searching in most situations. Right now, they're searching for our company, My Roofing Connect. So we're going to take this little pin icon and we're going to pin this to position 1 because we want to make sure what they search for, My Roofing Connect, is pinned to position 1. For the second line, you want it to be exactly what you do and who you serve. The tricky part is we're limited to 30 characters, and Google only shows 3 lines. So you want to find a way to explain what you do and the area that you serve in that 30 character, within that 30 character limit. So we're going to put, let's see, Nashville's #1 roofing company. Perfect. Exactly 30 characters. We're going to pin that to number 2. So this is who we are. This is what we do. And then we want a call to action for the third line. So schedule free roof assessment is the main thing that we want them to do. We're going to pin that to position 3. If you're a gym, you could put, schedule free workout, schedule consultation, whatever it is, whatever action you're wanting them to take. So scrolling down to the descriptions area, Google tried to help us, but this is not helpful. So we're going to delete that. Again, similar here in the description, you want the first description to be explaining what you do, and then the second description to be a call to action. So for the first description, we could just put roof replacements and repair in Nashville, Tennessee, serving. You can put, again, serving the greater Nashville area, if I could spell here. Nashville area, and I may run out of words here, for 20 plus years. So since I'm over, you can see the limit. I'm at 94 instead of 90. So roof replacement and repair. So I'm going to get rid of this in Nashville. Roof replacement and repair, and then serving the greater Nashville area for 20 plus years. So they know what you do, and they know exactly the area that you serve to know that they qualify to use your services. So we're going to pin this to position 1 using that little pin icon, and then we're going to add a call to action for description 2. Same thing as above. Schedule your free roof roof assessment. We could just leave it at that, or roof assessment today, but I'm going to put with one of our roofing experts today. Schedule your free roof assessment with one of our roofing experts today. And I'll just leave all this caps so it looks the same. And it's up to you. There's no right or wrong way when it comes to making this case sensitive or making it not case sensitive. I just want this call to action to stand out a little more. And that's why I'm making it case sensitive. But this should be positioned, put in position 2. As we scroll down, we can add an image. You want this to be as relevant as possible to your specific service. So here we have, and ideally having your offer on there. So like, see how this says free roof assessment, homeowners, like who it's for, free roof assessment. You could even say like Nashville homeowners if you want. And we actually made this, with Chat GPT. So it's a great tool to utilize. So we're going to add a few of these images on here, the ones that make sense. I'm not going to add this because it seems very excessive having 20 guys on there. But yeah, and maybe we'll add this one as well. The ones that you feel best represent exactly what you're offering. And maybe this is a nice looking image. And if you want more realistic images, then you can use real images as well. So save. So business name, My Roofing Connect. You can see it already pulled in the business logo. Now, Google can have glitches when building out campaigns. So one thing that I like to do to prevent that, and what I mean by glitches is a lot of times if you get to this place and you start building out the site links and the assets, I will see the campaign essentially delete itself or go back to the very beginning and not save everything that you just did. So when I get to this point, I prefer to just hit done, and then we will come back and create the site link. So I'm going to hit done just to ensure that we save this ad before we go any further. My Roofing Connect, we're going to hit next. Let's just put this at, just say we're going to start at $25 a day. Next. So you can see Google gave us an error here. This campaign name already exists because I had one in draft. So I'm just going to change this. Let's just say My Roofing Connect. So MRC is what I'm going to put at the beginning of these campaigns. So MRC, search campaign, and it's branded search. I don't see any other errors. I know this says all countries and territories, but it should have saved the cities that we entered. We will double check that before proceeding as well. So I pressed enter after updating the name, and then it should publish it. Google can take a while, so if you're sitting there and it takes 30 or 45 seconds to publish a campaign, that unfortunately is normal with Google. It's a slow-moving machine, but it is a very smart machine once you get everything built out. You can see that whenever you launch a new campaign, it typically takes 1 to 2 days to start spending. So we're going to go back to all campaigns right now. So we're going to click inside of this campaign. Just want to make sure the settings look right on the campaign level before we go and build out our site links. So settings, the name is correct. Our goal is set to the campaign level goal, and it's just optimizing for the booked appointment event that we set up at the beginning. This just did not save. So this is exactly why we're checking this. So we want display network disabled. We still want to keep Google search partners for our branded search campaign. So save. Locations. This is exactly why we're double checking this. Google did not save a lot of what we did, unfortunately. But that is part of work when some of these ad platforms have glitches. And so you just want to make this part of your workflow of that you double check once you publish a campaign that it saved everything. So we're going to go into location options, change this to presence, advanced search. And we're going to do the mile radius, 60 miles around Nashville is one of our locations. And then 20 miles around Murfreesboro, both in Tennessee. Save. Okay, so now those locations are saved. Save for presence. I want to hit the save button. English, $25 a day budget. We want to start on max conversions. After you typically get anywhere from 40 to 50 conversions, you can switch to a target CPA if you need to. But a lot of the times, running on max conversions long term works great if you're getting the ideal cost per lead or cost per appointment that you want, because it typically will run you towards the top of the searches. So you're going to get those higher quality search terms by bidding higher. So we're going to leave this. Automatically create assets. We want that off. The broad match keywords, remember we disabled this at the beginning. We want that off as well. We do not want the entire campaign to be broad match keywords. We want to have more control than that. So we're going to keep that off, turn off. And the rest of this you can leave as is. Yep. Okay. So going now into the ad group. So our campaign settings are correct. So now we're going into the ad group. We're going to call this exact match. And we will come back to, well, while we're here, let's do it. We're calling it exact match. And then we're going to change this match type to exact. You can also select the keyword, or if you have multiple keywords, and hit this edit, change match types, change all match types. Like if you have 20 keywords and don't want to manually change each of them, and you can just select it here and apply. It does take a little longer to load when using this method, but it works great when you have tons of keywords. Okay, so now this keyword, our brand name, is set to exact match. So when people are searching just this exact keyword, we will show up. So now we're going to go into the ads. We're going to edit this ad. Make sure everything is still saved here. Google did save this, which is good. Okay, so now we're going to go down to site links. We're going to hit the plus button, add site links. Google is suggesting some and trying to create some, but what we're going to do is we're going to create our own. So hit create. So with Google, and when it comes to site links, you are not able to use a URL more than once. So if your website has a different page, say if you're a roofing company, it has a page for roof replacement, you can put that URL here. And then if you have a page for roof repair, you can put that URL here. If you don't have multiple pages on your website that you are confident will convert cold traffic, one thing that works really well for us is if you just put something like this, so like a pound and then a number sign. So it's basically the URL, your homepage URL, and then / and then pound and number sign. I would test this with your website, but so far we haven't come across a website that doesn't still load the homepage perfectly when adding a pound sign and a number sign after this /. So what we do is we use this setup. So for the first site link, we'll do Nashville roof repair. And then for this one, we could do Nashville roof replacement. And you could also just put, like this isn't allowing us to put this. So we're just going to put this. We're going to change it. Yeah, we were over the limit. So we're just going to segment it into services, essentially. Roof repair will be our first site link. And remember, it's going to have /1. Roof replacement will be our next one, /2. And if you want to take up more real estate, you can add in these descriptions as well. And you could describe your roof repair in more detail. We usually just start with the text links here, and we'll usually start with 6 of them. There's no set number, but the more that you add, the more Google will use of them. So basically, we're just going to kind of lay out the main points that we want people to see. Either way, using site links will take up more real estate for your search ad and will get you more clicks at a lower rate, which will get you more leads or appointments at a lower cost as well. So roof repair, remember we're doing the /1, roof replacement, /2, /3. You can do like roof installations, really all just to get people to click essentially. This is going to be /4. Speak with a roofing expert. I'm just going to say call a roofing expert. Contact, maybe that'll work. contact a roofing expert. Add a site link. So this is going to be 5. So you can say free roof assessment. You can even say get a quote in minutes. So especially if it's an emergency and they're looking for something quick, or other companies aren't calling them back, this will ensure that you'll get back to them quickly. So create. You get to get it added them all down here. Save. The other tool that we utilize in here a lot is this structured snippet. So we're just going to do structured snippet. This is, let's see. Yeah, it looks like Google already tried to create one for us, which is great. So this would be very similar. It's essentially adding in more keywords into your search campaign. Roof repair, roof replacement, roof rejuvenation. If you do that, we don't, so I'm going to delete that. Free roof assessment. I put assessments, say assessment. I don't know if contact roofing experts will fit. We'll see. Contact a roofing expert. Oh, there we go. Contact a roofing expert. Get a quote in minutes. Perfect. Okay, cool. And I know this is service catalog, but you really can fill this with anything that you think is important to get them to click about your service. Sometimes, depending on your business, there will not be a category in here that really makes sense for what you're offering. So just use the one. Most of the time we go with service catalog or types. Just use the one that makes the most sense, and then you can add in basically these are services and features is essentially what I am adding in here. So save, and that is it. So we're going to hit save ad. So now if we go back to all campaigns, we have our branded search ad. We have our exact match. This is the keyword, My Roofing Connect. And then you can hit ads within that. And then this is the ad that we created. So what we're going to do is, let's go back to our ad group. So we want to run the same, we want to duplicate this ad group 2 times and change the keyword in one of them to phrase match and then in the other one to broad match. So we're going to do copy and paste. So you could either do Command C, Command V, or you can hit the edit button, copy, edit, paste. And then just hit done, paste. Google can have glitches with this as well. So sometimes you have to do it a few times. And then usually there's anywhere from a 10 to 60 second wait when it pasted it. It is pretty slow when duplicating ad groups. While you're waiting, you actually can paste, if you use the Command V option, you can paste another one at the same time. We're going to wait, but if you want to use Command V, it will allow you to paste a second one while you're waiting. So it'll essentially be working twice as fast. And then we're going to do the same thing, edit, and then we're going to paste again because it still remembers the first time that we copied that ad group. Okay, now we want to rename these. I call one of these phrase match. It doesn't matter which one. This other one, broad match. And go inside of the phrase match. Change the keyword to phrase match with this little drop down. And then we're going to go back into the broad match and change this to broad match. And each one of these has that same exact ad inside of it. So what you're going to want to monitor for is which one of these, as you start collecting data and spending on this campaign, which one performs the best. What you may find is that exact match will get you lower cost leads or appointments, but the volume will be much less. And so it's essentially a balancing act between getting people that are exactly searching for your brand or business name and people that are researching longer sentences that include your brand or business name. And so you may get a $25 appointment per week with Exact Match, but you may get 10 $35 appointments per week with Phrase Match. So because it's opening up how Google is able to use that a specific search term that you put in there, or if you have multiple search terms or keywords, sorry, it basically allows more flexibility as you go from exact to phrase to broad. And then with broad, it is the broadest possible version of that. You do have to keep, of these keywords, you do have to keep a close eye on the keywords that are being produced by broad, because you want to make sure it will typically get you the most volume, but you want to make sure that it is close enough to your brand name that it still is capturing people that are searching for your brand name and not just people searching for non-branded keywords or non-branded search terms. Say you want to verify, is broad match actually bringing me the right terms? You can click inside of broad match. This is the keyword that you're targeting, but remember, because this is set to broad match, Google can use this in very broad ways. It can take single words out of this, and it would be considered to fall within broad match. Where phrase match has to use this entire phrase in a sentence. So most likely, you'll want to just go with exact and phrase. However, I do like to start with broad because a lot of times, or broad as well, because a lot of times you will discover search terms that you didn't know people were searching. So say we're in the ad group. Now you would go to Insight and then down to search terms. If we want to see exactly what people are searching, say you've been running this for 7 days or for 14 days, you would set it to last 14 days. And then this area, search terms, this is not keywords, search terms will show you exactly what people are searching. And so what you can do is you can select them and you can if they're 100% non-relevant keywords that you see coming in, I would just disable the broad match ad group. If some of them are relevant to your brand and some of them are not, I would select the individual terms that are not relevant to your brand. We can't see it in here, but you would search the non-relevant terms and then you would hit edit and then you would add these as a negative keyword. And we'll get more into that. In a later video in this mini course, but you would add those terms to your account-wide negative keyword list. So again, we will come back to that, but just to give you some context of how this works. But yeah, all in all, that is our branded search campaign and exactly how you build it out, and kind of an overview of how you would monitor and monetize it as well. One thing to note, a little trick when it comes to monitoring and maintaining Google Ads and keeping your campaigns optimized. If you see this optimization score here, you want to keep this at 100. You don't have to take Google's suggestions when it comes to changes on your campaigns. I actually suggest that you don't, but we have found that when you ignore this and you allow the optimization score to get lower and lower, your account performance typically gets worse and worse. One way to prevent this and to keep your account performance up is when you log in, if you see the optimization score below 100 on any of your campaigns, you want to go to this recommendations tab and you simply dismiss each one of these. You don't even have to give a reason why. These are all suggestions from Google. They're usually not good suggestions and usually make account performance worse. So we're dismissing each of these. And then now we're going to go back to our campaign. And you'll see the optimization score now at 100. And so essentially we're telling Google, I see your suggestions. We're not going to take them, or we implemented these on our own. We don't want you to implement them. But we're just by letting Google know we're acknowledging the suggestions that they gave us. They reward the account by bumping the optimization score up to 100. Therefore, we usually see lower CPMs. So that's the cost per every 1,000 eyeballs that you get in front of. And we normally see lower cost per clicks, and cost per leads, and cost per appointments, and cost per purchases because of that. Usually every 2 to 3 days is when we'll see the optimization score drop below 100. So just make it part of your routine when you log in each day to look either in the optimization score column, and you can add that into your little column section here. You can make a custom column, seeing the rows you want to see or the columns you want to see, or you can just click on the recommendations once a day just to make sure that your optimization score is at 100. But yeah, that is the branded search campaign.